name's Amari, and this is our summary review of Corinne Bailey Rae's stop at the Blue Note in New York City for her Black Rainbows tour. Pretty much this whole show was built around what led to the making of Black Rainbows, and throughout she connects the stories behind each song with the song, almost in a way like it's in an interview segment. And it begins with her going to Chicago's Stony Island Arts Bank and just her breaking down what a transformative experience it was, and again, just singing songs based off of different experiences that happened. So, first highlight for us is just because we were in a Blue Note, which crams you in like you're in a straitjacket. I was able to see Corinne Bailey Rae pretty close, and she was probably only from like where I am to the screen where I'm reading a lot of the notes from the actual written review. And one of the benefits of that is that you can tell when Corinne Bailey Rae was just closing her eyes and singing, how she wasn't someone who maybe had stage fright or anxiety, but it seemed like she was really traveling to that place in time when she was writing the song, especially after telling the story, and just bringing all those emotions back and then allowing it to go out through a voice-through song. And it was so beautiful. And this includes when what I guess might be considered an encore, when she was singing Put Your Records On or Just Like a Star. For in those moments you can kind of see she was not only going back to where she was, but also kind of taking in what she's gone through since then in terms of various things in her personal life that we're not going to get into. But point of the matter is, she's the type of performer, especially with this small stage that they had her on, where you can really sense the emotion going on, and even can see when she wanted to really dance and move about. There's still a joy in her when it comes to performing, especially in front of an audience, and trying to have them get lost in the moment with her. And just to follow up on that, when it comes to these stories, these aren't just like little anecdotes and then she goes into the song. She really goes into the feeling, goes into the background of the work, whether it's talking about the woman who inspired New York Transit Queen and how the reason why she became a New York Transit Queen, the woman, is because at one time in New York there used to be a subway queen who, for young ladies, if they won, they had to go on a subway for a year, but for free for a year. But unfortunately, at the time it was segregated, so was born a New York Transit Queen, and the woman who was the New York Transit Queen had a very risque picture apparently, or at least risque for the time. She eventually started to work for a famous fashion magazine. I think it was Ebony, Corinne Bailey Rae said, and she would help pick out different designer clothes from different fashion weeks and then put them on black models and have different shows throughout the United States of showing black people in these, what are they called, haute couture and other type of designs. And she really goes into the story. It feels like an interview song. No, it's like she's responding to an interview question, a song, responding to an interview question, song, and it overall, the whole show from what I was at, from beginning to end, was an hour and 56 minutes, so roughly 2 hours. And it's only, how many songs were there? And mind you, when it comes to her set, it's not like she's going through it all. I think 4 of her albums at this point. It's pretty much Black Rainbows, and then because it's been a little, around 20 years since she came out? She came out in like 2006, so it's almost 20 years since she came out. She decides to do Put Your Records On and Just Like a Start Ending. So I have, from the set list that I was able to count, 11 songs. And granted, most songs are like 4 to 5 minutes nowadays, so that gives you an idea of how long these stories are. With all that said, while I would never recommend going to the Blue Note because it makes no sense for them to have grown-ass adults cramped in like that, I will say, for Corinne Bailey Rae fans, people who enjoy jazz, funk, R&B, even a little bit of rock, because with New York Transit Queen, she gets into a rock element. This is definitely something for you to see. And I would also say, if you're the type who likes longer than expected stories from artists, who want to thoroughly explain what inspired a certain track, definitely the type of show you want to go see. And not only that, it's a 2-hour show, so depending on who you're with, whether or not food is required for you to buy, since if it's like the Blue Note, there's probably a minimum purchase. This can definitely be an experience rather than just something to do.